Hi. Yes, my camera looks a bit different today because I had to bodge in a little old SJ Cam 5000 webcam thing because I normally use this Canon HFM 400, which is my old B-roll camera, but the stupid plug pack thing on it looks like it's died. It's like 8.4 volts at 1.5 amps, so yeah, it's a dead ski, so yeah, not something I can easily open. Anyway, I've just bodged this camera in, so it's got all the crap on the screen. Whatever. Anyway, I've got this Beelink mini PC here. I can't remember the exact model number, but it's got a Ryzen 9 6900HX. It's the most powerful mini PC I have here in the lab. And Sagan was actually using this as his home PC, but he upgraded. He discovered one of my old video editing desktop machine in the dungeon, and he said, I want that. So he's now got the with an RTX 2060 graphics card and everything else. So he's thrilled with that. So he's done with this, but at the time, this thing had actually failed. So I've got it actually plugged in here, okay, and it is drawing power. I've actually measured that it actually draws, you know, a watt or something like that. And there's a little power LED there, and if I press it, wah, and yeah, I've held it down, blah, 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 all the rest of it. And I cannot get this stupid thing to do anything. Now, I've taken it apart once before, and then I put it back together, and it magically booted up once, but once only. It only booted up the once, and it's never booted again. So I don't know what the heck is going on with this thing. I just noticed, is that a reset hole? It's not marked with anything. Have a look down in there. Does that look like a reset button? That looks like that could be a resetty thing. So maybe I can try giving that a poke. Yeah, there is a biasy reset button there. No, still nothing. Do I have to hold it down? Maybe. I'm going to leave it there for 10 seconds. Okay. No, still nothing. So I'm not sure what's doing there. Not happy at all. So I'll just plug it back in. Oh, my camera died. So anyway, I got no idea what's wrong here. I think Sagan was actually upgrading something at the time. He was upgrading some memory or something, and I think after that it worked, but then it failed. So I'm not sure what mechanism actually caused it. So I'm going to get this board here out, and so let's disconnect the power. So we'll take this out because this is a modular thing. Yeah, there's a screw under there, and yeah, it's weird, but I did get it to work once, and it just never worked again. Unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, so I've taken the memory out of this thing, and we can see under there it's got the Wi-Fi card. I've taken the memory out of here. I've tried doing that, and it makes no difference. Yeah, so just clutching at straws at the moment. Check stuff like the ribbon cable. I mean, he didn't ever, never touched any of this. It's down here, so I don't think it's got anything to do with that ribbon cable at all. Like, it's not like there's anything broken there or something like that. But that would be your first port of call, is like, you know, has something happened to the pins? I'll have a look at the connection under here. He said he did take this connection off, I believe, because he thought that to access the second slot under here that he had to take this board out, but he quickly realized that that wasn't the case. All of our connections on there look hunky-dory, don't they? No problem whatsoever. There's nothing doing there at all. That looks beautiful. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? That's a Bobby Dazzler. There's no issues there whatsoever. Don't even have to give that a blowjob. That is clean as a whistle. Geez, there's not much solder on that poor pin, is there? So is that some reset controller? 46032417? I don't think he said that he took out the header here, but I'm going to have a squiz at that one too, just in case. That's clean as a whistle. Flat flex connector, again, looks really good. No issue there at all. I'll get the bottom of this flat flex out, just as a matter of course. Although he assures me he did not touch that. So I can't see how he's broken anything in here. I don't see how that's a thing. Again, that looks beautiful. Focus, you bastard. That looks great, doesn't it? So no drama there whatsoever. Sorry, the camera's died again. Just going to put it all back together because I don't think the power supply's died. I might be able to like measure a power rail on that reset, what I presume is that reset chip there. Sorry, that stupid SJ Cam camera's completely died in the arse. Nah, doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's any voltage across a cap in here. There's not. This side, 0.4 volts. Whoa, check this out. Watch. Watch the power LED up there. I just put pressure on there and it powers up. I release pressure. What the heck? What the heck is that? Look at that. Bingo. Sorry, my stupid camera's not working. Can't see the expression on my face. That's very interesting. There is something wrong with, and yes, I don't know where the other screw for that is. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's your problem. There we go. I can't even remember how this actually connects onto the main board, whether there's a board-to-board interconnect or whatever, but anyway, there's the bottom. It's got the main switching supply. Oh, oops. Look, screw missing. Screw missing. There's only one screw up under there. Was that a me problem? I didn't assemble this power supply back, but he used this PC for ages. So I don't know why that would have been a problem or why. This line's up here. Okay, there was that one screw missing there. I don't know where that, left over from when I did the teardown of this thing, but it worked for ages after that. But there's that one screw missing there. Is it using that standoff as a way to connect? Are they using? Yes, test point. It's a test point. That is, sorry, you can't see the expression on my face. That is a test point. It's simply a screw. They're using that standoff to get, yeah, look at that. Yep, it's a pad down there. They're using that screw. That's it. That's why when I put finger pressure on there, the thing powers up. Damn. That's all it was. That's all it was. So I don't know why this thing, sorry, I wish I could get the stupid camera working. We're back. I changed it to my Sony ZV-1 camera. I haven't looked at how to get the info off the screen, or even if you can. I presume you can. It's a pretty modern camera as opposed to the other one. Yeah, this is interesting. That's just not to hold down the board. That is, they're getting the output power from that. There's an output power MOSFET there, and they're using that to get the power down. So maybe Sagan took, when he was upgrading this thing, he mistakenly took that screw out and forgot about it. Either that, or I forgot to put that screw back in when I did the teardown. But this computer had been working flawlessly forever. For months and months, ever since when I did the review of this thing and Sagan nabbed it and used it as his home PC. So, yeah, there's your problem right there. That's why when I put my finger and pressure on there, it makes contact down there and switches this thing on. Damn, that's all it was. Oh, it's so obvious. There's probably people screaming at me that they saw that. Oh, yeah, saw that straight away. I just assumed, because Sagan did say that he thought he had to take out this I/O board. So he took out this I/O board to access, the lower, to get access down to the lower M dot, because it's got two. It's got one there and one right down in there. Yeah, it's easy enough to think that. Yeah, because these are rather delicate little connectors. So I thought, there might be something wrong with the connector when he put it back on. But no, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a missing screw. Damn. Unbelievable. All right, so I'm just going to have to find a screw that goes in there, I guess. Right. Where do I get one? Well, I've got my big screw collection downstairs, but nah, I'll just find one here on the bench. Probably got one lying here. There you go, just found one lying there. So, I don't know if that's, let's see if that is size. Looks a bit long, but what's going on? No worries. Oh, look at that Bobby Dazzler. There you go. It was just sitting there on the bench. I'm not going to show you the bench. It's pretty terrible. So does this other one over here need it? That looks more like a traditional mechanical mount, that one. But anyway, I'm going to find another screw for that one as well. But we've got our protective cover here. So I'm so confident this is going to work that I'm going to put my memory back in there. There you go. And PCI 3 times 4 for those playing along at home. And oh, I need to screw that down in there. Screw that back in. No wuckers. And this has to, there's a little thing under there that's got a hook under. Okay, I don't have a second one, so we'll just put that there. All right, here we go. I have now put it back together. Trust me, that screw is under there. And let's, oh, I can hear the fan already. It's already powered on. There it is. No wuckers. And I'm sure, yep, you can't hear it. I can hear that fan permanently on. That is repaired. There you go. These things happen. Like, I don't know if that was me after I did the teardown and I didn't put that screw back in. But that wouldn't explain why it's lasted so long. Sagan could have, like, inadvertently taken that screw out and just forgot, like, I, you know, got him to mentally reverse the process of what he did and stuff like that. But even after he put it back together, like, it worked because he did the upgrade and it worked. And then one day it just stopped working. So we went, you know, I asked him to go back through the process and I thought maybe, you know, some damage to the flat flex or something like that. But nope. It was just a missing screw under there on the power supply, and they were using, as I was going to say in the video, I didn't know how they got the power through from that board, whether or not there's a pin header on there or whatever. No, they're using the standoffs to transfer all of that power. That is the main power rail, and that's why it didn't work. And when I put my thumb on there, that made contact and boom, it started up. Isn't that fascinating? There you go. Completely kamigutsa there, but that is fixed. We solved that. No worries. Oh, there we go. Fans off. Now it's gone into power down mode. So yeah, that works fine now. Such a simple thing, but that is just, we're lucky that it was like an obscure fault like that. If it was just we damaged a pin on there or whatever, like, you know, this is way more fascinating. That they were transferring power through the standoff. And if you didn't put the screw in, if you forgot that as an assembly step, for example, at the factory, if you're at the Beelink factory and you forgot to put that screw in, then it might make contact and pass the test. But when it gets shipped to the customer, for example, my computer doesn't work because you've got an intermittent contact on there. So that's certainly, you know, something like that is possible. And when you're doing repairs on this thing, you know, the old curse of, I've got some screws left over. When you take something apart, you repair it or do a teardown or upgrade or whatever, you've got a couple of screws left over. In this case, it mattered, and it mattered a lot. That is fascinating, is it not? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. As always, discuss down below and check out the EEVblog store for the merch, because YouTube ain't paying much these days. Catch you next time. Oh, by the way, my plan for this machine was that I was going to run OpenClaw on it and see if I can do anything fun with OpenClaw. Anyway, maybe a video to come on that.